Let's move to the first question. Why did God Almighty create us? And if God Almighty created us to worship Him, He certainly doesn't need our worship. Now, I'd like you to give me your full attention for the next few minutes as we contemplate the great signs of God Almighty, visible to us in everything in the universe, from the atom to the galaxy. Signs that, with modern science, have become just like the miracles from the time of the prophets. There are three thoughts that should come to mind. First, when you witness the grandeur and power in God Almighty's creation, you'll gain a sense of certainty that God Almighty doesn't need anyone or anything, not from you or anyone else. God Almighty is self sufficient beyond all of creation. As the first point, you'll understand that with such grandeur and power, God Almighty must truly be one and unique. He is alone in his greatness, perfection, and power. What does that mean? It means it would be a flaw in God Almighty's perfection. God forbid for him to have any equal, likeness, or partner. For someone with such grandeur and power, it would diminish his perfection to have any form of partnership or companionship. He is one, unique, eternal, and absolute. He neither begets nor is born, and there's none equivalent to him. He has taken no companion or child. He has no partner in his kingdom, nor does he need any protector from weakness. Glory be to him. He is alone. That's the second point. The third point you'll realize through reflection is that God Almighty created all other creatures to be inherently submissive and obedient. They have no freedom in their choices or in deciding whether to believe or not. And this is the key point we're focusing on now. God Almighty willed, and He is the Creator, glory be to Him, who is not questioned about what He does to create this remarkable human being, a unique creature with complete free will, having the choice between faith and disbelief, obedience and defiance, gratitude and ingratitude, a creature free in his choices and thoughts. If he worships, he does so by his own will. If he remembers God, he does so out of love. And if he sins, he seeks forgiveness and repents, knowing he'll return to God. God Almighty created humans for worship and to know his divine attributes. Almighty, but through choice. Naturally, freedom entails responsibility, a principle no one disputes. Since you have freedom, you're accountable for your actions. I can already hear your next question. Why did God create us if he knew some wouldn't worship him or would end up in hellfire? When God Almighty created mankind, he gave everyone choice and complete freedom. This means everyone has the same opportunity to enter paradise, and everyone has a reserved spot in paradise or a place in hell. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. But God's knowledge of what mankind will do and that some won't worship him doesn't mean he forced them onto that path. God, glory be to him, knew what they would do through his perfect knowledge, but he didn't force their actions. They chose them of their own free will. Before we go on, let me clarify this a bit. How can anyone imagine that the creator of the heavens, the earth, and the entire universe is waiting for tomorrow to see what happens, just like everyone else? Is it possible to think that the creator of the universe, time, and space, the almighty and powerful, is waiting for the future like we are? Surely, to God, the past, present, and future are all the same. And to clarify the meaning further, look at this example. Somewhere in the universe, because of the immense distance between us and it, which is billions of light years away, if someone were there now, they'd see Earth in the age of dinosaurs. We aren't in that age now, but that's the image just reaching them, even though thousands of years have passed. Like the verse, so I swear by the positions of the stars. What you see in the sky now is just the image of the star when it was in that spot. It's gone now. There's a different future you can't see. So, what is the present for us? Now, is the past somewhere else in space? This is just an analogy, and God is above all examples. So, the past, present, and future are all the same to God. This is the meaning of the verses about the day of judgment. All in the past tense, like the command of Allah has come, so do not be impatient for it. It is come in God's knowledge. Far be it from him to only just find out. But God's knowledge doesn't mean compulsion or force in creation. Everyone has equal opportunities. Knowledge is just one of God's perfect attributes. And in his justice, he doesn't judge people based on his foreknowledge. That's why he gave them the test, so no one has an excuse. Because without this test, the person entering hell would say, Lord, why am I here? If I had a chance, I would have worshiped you and not disbelieved nor worshiped idols or the devil. So the test was necessary. And if God were to judge his servants based on his knowledge, he wouldn't have established a day of judgment. On the day of resurrection, God presents the proof of the account to the people. Read your record. Sufficient as your soul today is an account against you. So how would God establish against them the proof of the account if they hadn't received the proof of the message, choice, and freedom? I can hear the next question. God didn't ask me if I wanted to be created. Look, first, the answer that should always ring in your mind, which we discussed earlier. You are a servant. Don't ask. It's not your right to ask. You must think well of your Lord and understand that God is not questioned about what he does. Second, who said it? God, glory be to him, said, We offered the trust to the heavens, the earth, and the mountains, but they refused to bear it and were afraid of it. Yet man took it on. Just because you don't remember agreeing to carry the trust doesn't mean it didn't happen. Say, God Almighty has spoken the truth. Third, God, glory be to him, took a covenant and a pledge from all the souls of the children of Adam to worship him. And when your Lord took from the children of Adam, from their loins, their descendants, and made them testify of themselves, saying, Am I not your Lord? They said, Yes, we testify, lest you say on the day of resurrection, We were unaware of this. Fourth, this question is ill-timed and the information won't benefit you. You chose to carry the trust and receive the gift of life, and now you are in the test of worship. What matters is that you must understand that God, glory be to him, created you with this creativity for a purpose, and you must seek it out and understand it. And according to the extent of your good faith in God, God will guide you to faith and knowledge. And God created Adam.